Hello geology class, my name is Maddie. I'm going to be doing my video response on the sedimentary process. So that would be talking about weathering, erosion, deposition, compaction, and cementation. And so I have this experiment here that I'm going to be doing different things to this mini ecosystem to see how those things will impact this environment. So first I wanted to I have some dirt here and you can't see it very good in the video, but there's a riverbed going down through the center of this dirt. And so first I want to talk about weathering. And so I'm just going to pour some water down through here to just show how this river would flow. And so as you can see, as the water flows down, there's bits and pieces of particles along the way that get carried. And the breaking down of those particles is called weathering. The erosion is what carries the particles away. And so you can see these particles have been taken away from up here. And deposition would be down here where all of these particles have been deposited. And so I like to remember it that weathering breaks, erosion takes, and deposition drops the sediment in a new place. And so there's more than just riverbeds ways of weathering. Another way of weathering that I wanted to point out was wind. And so I have this straw. So as you can see, as the wind comes in, the wind is what weathers it away. The air that carries it away is the erosion, and you can see it's in a new place. The sediment is in a new place, which would be deposition. There's also another form called glacial movement, which I don't know if you knew about. Up here I have some ice cubes, and so obviously they haven't done too much during this experiment, but that's because glacial movement is a very slow process. And so what happens is over time, as these melt and move down, they would carry bits and pieces of sediment with them, and as you can see, it would be depositing it in a new place. And then the last one I wanted to point out was rainfall. So if we get this handy little watering can and just make it rain, as you can see, a lot of the same things happened with the riverbed. These things are carried away. They're broken down by weathering, by the rain, carried away by erosion, and deposited in a new place. And so next I wanted to talk about the process by which these loose sediments would become sedimentary rock, and that's called cementation, compaction, and cementation. So as this layer down here would dry and harden, more things would fall and get on top of it, and as it's layered with younger and younger layers, there would be more pressure on those lower layers. And when there's more pressure, it causes the volume of space between the sediment grains to become smaller. And through those small spaces, water and other fluids are able to flow, carrying dissolved minerals that when the minerals are in there, they can precipitate and cement these grains of sediment together. So the compaction comes from layers and layers and layers coming on top. The cementation comes from the different fluids and water flowing through and carrying minerals that are dissolved, that then are able to precipitate and harden in those little spots, causing it to be a completely formed rock, sedimentary rock. And so that is my experiment on the sedimentary process.